Yo, what's up, guys? So today we're gonna be doing another deck profile. This one was a little haphazardly put together. I had to like look online because it's never been playable to me, or never had the inclination to play it. Nor have I ever like thought about building one. Maybe when I was a kid, but like not this, like specifically. Is it says Elemental Hero Neos. It's not an Elemental Hero deck though. It is a Evil Hero deck, and we're gonna be going through the card by card. I'll give us some brief explanations just because Evil Hero is a little weird with its fusion mechanics. Um, but we'll get to it when we get to it. So let's hop right into it. All right, guys. So we're gonna go by the card by card. It's a full 40 card deck, 15 card extra deck. I have actually 15 other cards I'm going to show at the end that could be swapped out, different ratios and stuff. But to start, we have a Elemental Hero Neos. We have an Elemental Hero Avian, Sparkman, Burstinatrix, and Clayman. That's our kind of weird, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, normal package. Like, these are your essentially bricks. Like, you want to start with like maybe one or two in hand and then like maybe a fusion card, but you don't want to start with like a full hand of these normal creatures or monsters. So next we have the triple Evil Hero Dusted Gold, as well as the triple Hero or Stratos. In this deck I'm also running two copies of Malicious Edge, Infernal Gainer, Prodigy, and Necrom. These are like some nice additional cards. The Necrom's there for the 5-star and up. So is the Malicious Edge as well for his fusion monster. Like, each of these cards is going to serve their own purpose due to the fact that, it is a fusion deck. And heroes are very weird with their fusions where things need to be very specific. Like, Evil Heroes is a little bit different, as Evil Heroes kind of have their own. You're gonna hear a train in the background as well. Train decided to come right as I'm recording, but uh Evil Heroes are a little bit different because they have like their fiend requirements slash, like, they don't really, like, some of them don't need specific monsters, mainly specific types. We also have two Shadow Mist and a single Honest Neos for it's kind of like a battle trick card. Pretty useful, I'd say. And then the last monster is Nibiru, and this is for a specific fusion monster. I couldn't really find a better rock type monster to supplement for it. But we're gonna get into the spells and traps. Mainly spells. There's one trap. We're running 3 Poly. We're running 2 Dark Fusion, and then 2 Mask Change for the Masked Heroes. Ratios are like you can change it so it's 3 Dark Fusion, 2 Poly, stuff like that. Like, change up your ratio. It doesn't matter. We got 2 A Hero Lives. We have 1 Oversoul and 1 Emergency Call, or Emergency Call. Those are for essentially like tutoring out some of your creatures. Definitely helpful. I'm running 1 copy of Dark Calling for the Dark Gaia OTK. This is probably one of the better recursion cards for Evil Heroes. We also have a Reinforcement of the Army, a Super Poly for the Malicious Bane, I believe, an Evil Mind, a singular copy of MST, and then a Solemn Strike. You could obviously change up some of these ratios. The fusion deck could also be changed. I have a couple copies of Guardian Chimera, which I could, add more super polys, so I could add those to the deck, make it easier to summon. I mean, we've got plenty of names in the deck that we can use to supplement for the 3 different named monsters. But it's just the way I'm running it. Plus, I'm currently in the process of trying to move those extra 2 copies I have of Guardian Chimera, because I have a playset. One's in my Albaz deck, like my branded uh, Dogmatica deck, and then the other 2 I'm trying to move just because I don't need any extra copies. But as for the fusion or the extra deck, we've got a Shining Flare Wingman, I think that is, yeah. Yes. As well as a normal Wingman. We have an Mass Hero Anki, Mass Hero Darklaw. We have the Evil Hero Malicious Bane. We have a Sunrise. We have 1 Infernal Wing, 2 Dark Gaia for the Dark Calling OTK thing. Yeah. Then we have 1 Evil Hero Malicious Fiend, a Infernal Sniper, and then we have 2 uh Xyz monsters. We have a Utopia, and we have a Dagares, and then we have 2 Link monsters. We have the Extra Hero Wonder Driver and the Dread Decimator. The only 2 hero related Link monsters. Overall, I think this is a pretty consistent deck. I've done a few test hands. Test hands aren't like always indicative of how it'll play in the moment. But overall, I think it plays pretty well. Definitely better than you'd think, considering it's got like a handful of bricks in the deck. But when it does go off, it's kind of fun. It's definitely a casual deck. You're not going to be playing this at like the next YCS or a regional or anything like that. Maybe your locals, but like even that's a little hit or miss. Overall, I think it is a fun deck though. Relatively cheap as well. Like there's some expensive cards in here. Nibiru is probably the most expensive card in the deck, but like I recommend at least trying it. Like you go on like Dueling Book or something like that. Go play in like with a friend or something like that. But yeah, that is the deck, and I will get to my thoughts right now. All right, guys. Well, that is the deck. I'm gonna give some other examples of cards that can be added in. It's like a 15 card extra deck, but side deck, but it's not really a side deck. So for these are more side deck esque, but like 2 extra Mystical Space Typhoons for removal, a singular defusion, which would be like a really nice like hit, like in the combat phase and stuff like that. The battle phase. A singular Destiny Hero Denier. I think it's really bright. Actually, I'm gonna turn it down real quick. Some of these are foils. I'm gonna be a little bit in the shadow, but we have a 3rd copy of Mass Change, which would be really useful. I think there's only 1 of these. Yeah. Single Miracle Fusion, because there's some hero fusions there. A 2nd Emergency Call. We have the 3rd copy of Gainer that you could put in the deck. We have the Malicious package, 2 Malicious. We have a singular copy of Woodsman if you're having trouble getting your polys. A King of the Swamp, that one could be really like clutch. A 3rd Dark Fusion. A 2nd Evil Mind. And then a Supreme King's Castle. Single copy. Could be funny. Mainly. That's the only reason it's there. I thought it might be funny. I don't think I'll keep this deck though. I'm just trying to like come up with some good like things to do for the channel. And like I have a shit ton of cards, as well as a shit ton of like archetypes I could build in a more casual format, with what I have. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for a little bit. I've got a deck coming in. I got most of it actually. I'm missing 4 or 5 cards that I'm waiting on that didn't come from TCG Player Direct. So those could be here this week. They could be here next week. Who knows? It's kind of fun. I covered in Master Duel, semi kind of. This one's more of one archetype than the other. But overall, yeah. I really think this deck is kind of cool. You're definitely not going to be winning anything with it. You might playing with friends, you might win a game or 2. You could definitely substitute some of the stuff in here for better copies of better cards. as well as the addition of hand traps. Um, I don't think you need every single one of the elemental hero bricks like Neos and all of that and stuff like that. I think you could definitely swap some of those out. The only ones that you really necessarily need, because you could fit the extra deck better with better cards, would be Burst Centrix and maybe Avian. Those are the two bricks that you'd probably want in the deck. The rest is kind of just supplementary for some of the additional fusions I added because I have a bunch of old fusion cards. But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button down below to know when my videos go live. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.